doctor's gonna roll it on, light it on, light it on, pass it on, smoke, light it on, roll it on. Baby, we gon' get lit. Ooh. We gon' get lit. Yeah.
Your mic's off.
Not on? Yo, Box, I see you lighting up a joint.
It's a bad boy.
Can I join?
Baby, you can join. You can get high. You can get high with me.
Don't put me on the camera. I don't like how I smoke. I look dumb.
You really don't? Like that?
Yeah.
Why don't you like how you look when you smoke? You really don't?
No, I need to try better. But listen, I said this on your podcast, and I'm saying this on mine. Put out more than you expect to receive. That's what I've been trying to do with life lately. I apologize for my past behavior on podcast. I used to think I wasn't doing wrong, but I was. Taking Adderall to simply function. I didn't realize how much I was allowing my creativity to die by constantly giving myself a reward through a pill. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't forced to create, or I wasn't like eager to write, because the eagerness to write comes from you wanting to get a rush at the end of your creation. Like, you read back what you wrote, or you look back at what you made with the guitar or whatever, you know? And the end product gives you the rush, gives you that like rush of dopamine, like fuck yeah. But if I'm giving myself an Adderall, which gives me that rush without doing anything, then my focus and my drive doesn't stay on creating. You know what I mean? Because I already feel good. I was fucking myself up on purpose, dude. Again. Why do I do that? Why do I slow myself down?
Oh, you're actually asking me?
Yeah, fool.
Oh,
You're my therapist.
I thought you were just fucking like, just like.
Dude,
Speaking
I haven't talked to you in weeks.
Here, hit that.
I just been fucking at home, relapsing, not relapsing, and then finally now it's been the longest I've been clean.
Is that why you've been saying like, oh, I'm a different man?
Dude, I have energy like I've never had before. And it's been the longest because even when I was technically sober, I was still doing Adderall. And that's still just as bad, I feel, as doing fucking coke or meth.
Yeah. Legal form.
It does the same thing. It gets you fucking lit. You can't sleep. You want to fuck. You're fucking, if you take too much, you get fucking out of it to the point where like you get aggressive and irritated super easily. It kills your creativity because you don't want to create when you already feel good at the press of a button almost. Like, you're just like, I feel fucking shitty, tired. Create? Nah, that takes effort. So anything that takes effort now, you do it less and less. And now I'm like, because you think like, oh, this takes effort, so let me fucking take this pill so that it gives me more effort. But nah, fool, that effort's whack. Because I look back on my shit, I'm all dry mouthed. I'm all fucking ahead of myself in my thoughts. That makes me stutter more and more. You know what I mean? I'm just like, what the fuck am I? Why am I allowing this? This isn't entertaining. This isn't fucking good. This is fucking me still being a little bitch. That's right, fool. A little bitch. Did you think? Did you agree? And I say that because this is what we want, right?
Yeah.
Then why am I being a bitch about it? Why am I saying that I need something to help me?
Because you like pleasure.
Exactly. I am motivated by pleasure. I learned that recently. I didn't know that was such a big deal, but it is. Because it led me to making bad decisions in the name of pleasure. And I've been very conscious about that, and I've been fucking clean, just smoking weed. I've been drinking. This is the first time I kind of drank, but I also been working out a lot, working out and writing a lot. Meditating, the Wim Hof. I wanted you to do it with me, but we didn't do it because we're not sad enough. But we gotta do it.
Yeah, we'll
I want to work out with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you put that glove on? Can you put that on your hand? Can I use it?
No.
Come on. Alright. Oh, you don't want me to play a song?
Come on, no.
Let's play a song right now.
All right.
I want to do a segment like that. So, Box, will you have the pleasure of telling us about your trip in Aguascalientes?
What do you mean?
What happened in Aguascalientes?
What do you want to like me tell a story as
And
you play?
I'm gonna play music.
Well, why don't we do something else? I don't
Just
know.
do it, fool. Go. I already said what I had to say. That was my big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that and we're gonna be doing vlogs. I've been recording things too that I'm gonna put together with weekly vlogs to keep me. I need something to kind of like, cause being an addict, I become good at hiding things, like if
emotions
like
or
my
just-
emotions, or like if something's bad, or if I'm using, like I'll hide. You know, I don't come out. I like avoid things, just because I'm like I don't feel myself.
Grab it where.
I fucking hate this.
See how it's like actually hitting now?
No. But so I don't want to hide no more. So I kind of want to like give my updates on what I'm doing and just like
So give me a rundown of like what your vlog is like. Do you just whip out the camera and just be like,
okay, so I'm just
all right, driving to Wendy's? Like,
no,
what's,
like
what's the vlog?
I'm putting it on my daily list, and the moment that it comes up, no matter what I'm doing, what I'm about to do, or I just do, I'll record a little like minute about it, and then maybe like at the end of the week, I'll put them together and do like a voiceover, talk about it, and then just release it, just kind of just like whatever and shit, and then because we're doing a lot of things with the rats now. And that's going to be cool. And I want to do a lot of with this. Like, I want to start hitting up people weekly. I kind of been avoiding that. And now I just want to hit people up just to, like, to do what originally we were going to do with this podcast, which was create and connect with people, homies, you know? You know what I mean, big dog?
Have you gave the rundown on the rats?
No, not yet, because it hasn't officially been out. So we're going to wait till that. And let me see.
Why'd you talk about your journal injuries?
Hold on. No.
Because you briefly
Give me that
mentioned
hat. I bought a hat that was too big for me, and then I want to give it to Box, but Box doesn't want to accept it, and I think he looks cool in it. I look pretty. How do I look? Because it's too big for me.
No, you look badass.
No, let me see. Be honest.
It fits your style.
No, it's not too big.
No, it fits your style. I feel like that fits perfect.
You wear it though. Look at how cute he fucking looks, and he doesn't want to wear it. It's a large size, and Box has a bigger head than me because it's a bigger brain. Look at fucking how cute you look, fool. And you're just a little fucking whiner, dude. Take that hat off. No, for real. Put it on. Watch. Look at how fucking cool he looks. Take it off. Come on, fool. He's gonna keep it, and we're gonna wear it at the next time we go out. Hell yeah. Where on earth is Box fucking Fontana? Look at him. All right, now tell us about tell us.
What was you brushed up on your journal entries. You didn't
Oh
say.
well, I have a badass journal. Well, I've been writing, so I've been writing and just putting like a lot of every thought that I have down, like almost. I'm putting it down. Like nothing. I'm leaving it as like, oh, that's stupid, because I realize I do that to a lot of things, and it's usually because I don't want to write it down. Like for what's that? Probably not that good. But then now I realize, just writing anything down, you look back at it later, you're like, oh fuck, something that sounded dumb at the moment, you kind of figure out how to say it or how to present it better after looking at giving it some time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's how it was with. Hold on. I'm like trying to. I was gonna try to wear the hat, but I can't do it. That Mexican?
Tell us about Aguas Calientes.
So, journal entries. I used to write. I have some crazy shit, bro. Like in 2019, that I used to write when I was getting clean, and when I look back at them, it's just crazy because you can hear like the pain. And then once I started writing about like not normal shit, but like I guess you can say like day-to-day shit.
Uh-huh.
And when I wrote the day-to-day shit, I was just like, man, like
You gotta fit a better mood.
yeah, because if you like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like a form of meditation, but it just feels good
To write.
and document. I don't know if it's if it's
For me, like, I usually don't like doing it in journals because I have to put effort in making it look neat, this and that, right? So I'm like, yeah, fuck that. I'm just gonna, and then I forget the notebook and shit like that, right? But now I'm like, no, fool, like, think of it as
and
sacred.
once you forget the notebook, you're like, oh, I'm not gonna do it because I don't have it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I forgot it right now, but I've kept it around other than right now.
That's why I started writing on my phone.
Yeah, but still,
Just saying.
when you force yourself, like I'm telling you, I'm forcing myself to like, all right, fool, it has to look neat. Put effort in that. It has to pop out of the page. So don't write it down or don't waste time if it doesn't sound good. So it makes me like, there's an urgency kind of like, oh fuck, all right, then work on it. As before, I'd be like, oh, write it down, and then sometimes I'll write it down, and the word won't even be spelled right because I fucked it up, but I don't correct it because like, oh, I know what it is, you know. But then when I look back at it later, I'm like, oh, what the fuck was that word? Like, you know what I mean?
It'll be that bad written.
Well, no,
Badly
because
written?
like say you're trying to write fucking tree, but then you write FR and then it's like free, and then like, well, why does it say free? And you didn't correct it because like it's that easy. It's like whatever, you know, like you don't really stop to like, let me make sure that it looks nice. When I write it down now, I used to just like that, but then I couldn't read it for shit because I have bad handwriting. But now I'm aware, so now I'm like, write it down, and what you're writing down, you better have thought it out, so that you're not wasting time writing this shit because you're
It's
now
not just random shit.
yeah, it's not just random shit now, like, you know.
Yeah.
And so it feels pretty good. I'm telling you, I'm just, and everything that I'm doing, like, I'm like, fool, just be the best. Like, not like in a, like, my goal is pleasure still. This is why I'm able to like not be bothered by like when fools are like, oh, I trip about like what they think, and it's like, I don't really care because me thinking about that is not gonna bring me pleasure. Like, I mean, even though like it could bring me attention, it's like, nah, fool, like I can feel good creating something dope, taking my time on that, and then presenting that confidently on stage instead of like, I don't know, making some bullshit up to like just make people think about. I don't know, but pleasure motivates me, and I'm just gonna make sure that we got it right. How you said, like on your podcast, you were telling me how you were probably motivated by power, and your plan to get it is kind of based on altruistic ways, like doing the right thing for the business in order to help other people. You know?
Yeah.
and mine is pleasure, and mine is
Want
just
to get high?
I just want to go where it feels good. But I know for me, like making music, like the way I think about it is like I need to make music and think about it well enough that I know that it makes you feel good. Because if it makes you feel good and it makes me feel good to play it, then it's like a win-win. Like I can't even go that selfish in it to be like I just want the pleasure so much that I'm not thinking about how to get it. And that does happen though when I do drugs, because if I do drugs, then the music I make is shitty, but I allow it to be shitty because I'm already feeling good. Instead of thinking about
Wow.
instead of like being,
That's deep.
instead of being like, hey, let me make this dope so that then I get pleasure from the dope shit I created. Instead, I already feel dope, so what I'm creating is shitty. You know what I'm saying?
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I never really thought about it that way.
And that's how I've been thinking about everything lately since you've been gone, fool. Cause like I kind of like I told you about it. I had a moment where I was like, and it was just because like no one was around, and I was just like, fuck, like, and I just let it happen because I was like, well, this is what I'm used to, and then I was like, why did I let? And then I just started thinking about it, and then that quote came at me, and I was like, damn, that's me. That's me being like, this is what I'm being given. I have no one around. I'm dealt this card right now. You know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna go do fucking blow. Instead of,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Instead of being like, oh, I'm dealt this card, whatever. Toughen it out, work out, go do something for someone else. And it's like, oh shit, I'm giving more than I'm expecting to receive there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. That's crazy. I'm still tripping on the fact that
Oh shit, my bad.
the being stimulated and not creating, because that makes a lot of sense to what was happening with me when I was making music. So that's crazy when you said that. I related to that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the same with like when we do like, I don't know, like sometimes podcasts, and maybe we've been so hopped up for a long time that we're like in it but not really. We're like oh shit, I just want to talk, like, but it's like not like you're not really listening to me and I'm not really listening to you, like, you know, we're just like like, oh shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like I just want you to like I want you to say something to keep this fucking high going, you know?
And
Instead of like building for that high.
yeah, and not on that, but like us drinking too, kind of like puts everything right there.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know, because if we take Adderall and you drink, I feel like it's like a party.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've been trying to enjoy just like I've been smoking a lot and then drinking. I've stopped drinking really hard ever since I started doing like drugs hard. So it was like I would only drink to calm down, and now I drink to like actually like, oh shit, like just relax, and like what it was originally for me, which was to like feel, because I feel anxious sometimes, you know, and drinking just kind of like mellows me out, and I'm not such a big drinker to the point where like for me to get more drunk doesn't feel good as it was to like do coke, to keep doing coke. Oh, keep doing coke, like that shit fucking keeps making every bump makes you feel better, like, and then you feel shitty better. Drinking after a while, like once I start getting like dizzy, that shit doesn't feel good to me.
Yeah.
So I stop myself. Like I'm like, all right, cool.
You stop everything?
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
What about you?
I'm still tripping out.
But that was coke too, though. But remember, you used to fucking drink a bottle of Jack.
Oh, like to level out?
A bottle of Jack. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was just one of those things where that's why I opened up. I knew, kind of like where you're confronting. I don't know what your thing is, but you just said pleasure.
Yeah.
Mine was depression, and it was trying to balance that out because,
Ooh.
like I don't know what yours is. I can never figure it out why you get like that.
What? How?
Like go on these rampages of like just.
Because I chase pleasure.
Yeah. Mine was depression, so it was more like
You're trying to escape depression.
yeah. I was trying to get away from it, and also like party and just be aware of everything.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, it was just one of those things where I just had a lot on my plate being out here.
Yeah.
So I think me drinking, I was an alcoholic / cokehead
Yeah.
because it came with.
How you been lately with the Adderall?
I mean, I don't really take it. I've never. That's one thing I was shit talking you again.
So yeah, because
Like I would literally take it like maybe once when we do a podcast, and that's probably like once a week.
the whole time I took Adderall, it was always me trying to manage it.
Yeah,
Like the whole time. For it's been like 2 years, and the whole time like, I got it right now.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh no, I fucked up this one time. And then like, I got it now. Now I know what I needed. Like I can only take this much. And then eventually, like one night, for some reason, I just didn't sleep that much. And the next day, I take more than I should. And then it just continues again.
Yeah, dude.
And then I always reach a point where, like, when you stop it, and then you're just like sleepy as fuck. And you're like, oh,
and
my
fucking
God.
moody, dude.
And moody,
I-
moody,
I-
but booty.
I'll catch myself just like snapping on my girl or like
Yeah,
little
dude.
things would irritate me.
So,
and
so
just
I remember
didn't get it.
I would realize like, fuck, I just chose a fight right now, and then she would call me out like, are you like, why are you like that? And I'm like, I'm not being anyway. I'm like, fuck, I am picking the fight. Fuck. And I'd be like, whatever.
So you wouldn't say
No, I would. Like she,
Okay.
like there's one thing about me, and I kid you not, like if I get caught up, like if I get proven wrong, I own up to it. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's one of the things that's been helping me with life in general is just owning up to everything.
Yeah.
Like, even if like I'm late to work, my boss asked, like, what happened? Why were we late? I'm gonna tell you straight up. I was taking a shit, and that took fucking longer than I thought, and that's why I'm fucking.
I don't know if I forgot what podcast it was on. I hate saying Joe Rogan too. And shit.
That's what I'm saying. When
But
I
I was on Joe Rogan, and they had a moment. I forgot who it was. It was a comedian, Chris Stefano, I think, and they were talking about how he's all like, people who can't admit they're wrong, like they fuck themselves up because since they don't admit they're wrong, they never learn how to do it the right way.
Exactly.
And it's like I've never been like that, but I've known a lot of people who are like, fool, like I'm not saying that you're wrong to put you down. I'm just saying you're wrong. Like that's it. Like I'm wrong a lot of the time, and it's fine. Like you tell me that I'm wrong a lot of the time, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're right, and that's it. But people sometimes are like, what, you think I'm stupid? Like what? Like no. Like fuck. Narcissist. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why, like, I don't know, owning up. Going back to the journal thing, though, I was gonna say,
I don't know what you did in Los Calientes.
well, I mean, I kind of already said it all.
What would you do? You just told me that you met people, but what were the events you went to? What was it that you ate? What was it that you, like, would you meet?
Well, it's a long story, but let me say this part about the. Do you think the reason why we get pleasure out of writing, because I think everybody does when they start like documenting their shit, is it because, in a sense,
You're seeing your thoughts.
but not only that, but like, do you feel like you're gonna leave that behind for someone else to read, like a piece of you? Like sometimes I write, and that's because when I write, I try my best to just be me, especially when I write stories or how I'm feeling. Like, if I'm feeling depressed, I'll write it, and it's a whole, like, sad story
Yeah.
of all my feelings.
Uh-huh.
So, when someone reads it, like, let's say 20 years from now, my kid reads it, and, like, damn, this is your own. Yeah, and then he reads it, like, June 18th.
Dad, you're gay.
June 18th. Gas is at all time. I'm negative 40 in my bank account, and I'm pumping only $20 of gas that's going to last me for 2 days.
Yeah.
You know? Life's fucked right now, but there's going to be better days. That's something I kind of wrote similar to that. But it's just knowing that that piece of history is going to be there. Because, like, at the moment when I'm writing, I'm like, this sounds stupid. I'm complaining about gas and being broke. But when you read it later on and you look back at it, like, I'm $1,000 richer than I was when I wrote that because I just got paid, So that's like a piece of past of history that I'm leaving.
But you see, for other people, like I see it as like, for me, like the time that I realized, like, oh shit, it benefited me to write.
Yeah.
Like, cause it took me a long time to like be consistent with it.
Is that narcissistic? Now think about it. What I said.
Kind of.
Because I want.
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to say.
I want a piece of my.
You're trying to act like everything that I write is gonna be important for everybody.
No, it's not important for everybody, but
I'm just saying. I'm like, what I'm trying to when I bring up the narcissism, the reason I bring it up is because you don't realize sometimes you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
that's a narcissistic. What I'm doing is a narcissistic tendency.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good band name, huh? Narcissistic tendency.
Yeah. But I guess in a sense, not all narcissistic things are bad.
Well,
because
it's not because
really successful people are like
well,
Kanye
exactly.
West.
No, exactly. That's
Kanye
what I'm
West
saying.
is
Like,
a narcissist,
like
but
to be, sometimes it benefits a lot of people because it's true. But sometimes there's a lot of people who it also becomes their downfall because pretty much narcissists don't care about the other people.
Mhm.
It's just about them.
Yeah.
And for like a narcissist, low key, um, what do they say? Insecure. Narcissist is an insecure. So like, there's a psychopath who's the same thing as a narcissist, but a psychopath, like, he's gonna make sure he's not insecure. So he's gonna be like working out and like, but he's not gonna give a shit about nobody. And they say like a lot of psychopaths usually make good surgeons because when they're operating, they don't give a fuck about nothing. Like they're so cold. Like they're so like, like so they're not like people usually like they're worried like, oh, I don't want to hurt this guy. They're like, I don't give a fuck. And since they don't give a fuck, they do good surgeons. But then it's also like they can kill someone and they can easily like be like, oh well, it was an accident because of this and whatever.
Yeah, it's like
and they don't care.
They're mechanics.
Yeah, they're mechanic. They don't give a fuck.
Working on the car.
So you'll never figure it out. And they say like it's hard to make tests about narcissists because a narcissist never admits they're a narcissist.
Yeah.
So it's hard to have real data about it. And I tripped out on that. I was like,
I guess the only data you could do is real life data.
They said like the best data we get is when we usually like kind of trick them into it. And then we realize like, okay, this is a narcissist because the way he's responding is all narcissistic.
Yeah.
And then eventually like shit like that. But there's sometimes the people that admit, you know what I mean? But a lot of the time, what a narcissist would never admit that. Like, you know? And I don't know, it's a trip, dude. I just, I trip out on certain things that like, when I learn it, I realize like, fuck, ever since I learned that, I can't go back to doing this because if I do, it says this about me now and I know that. Yeah. And so, for example, like, I feel like I don't want to do Adderall anymore. Like, I don't want to do it.
Good.
Same thing with like anything else, like Coke or whatever. Like, I don't want to do it because if I do it, I know that I'm just fucking myself up purposely when I know that I do way better without it. And like,
You backtrack.
yeah, I backtrack.
Yeah.
It's like I'm purposely backtrack. And before, because what an addict does, what makes you an addict is when you rationalize. When you rationalize to yourself, like, I'm going to pick up. Like, you know it's bad for you, but you go, you know what? I fucking went 2 weeks without it. I've been working out every day. No one's home. Fucking, my girl, fucking, she's partying with her friends tonight. Da da da. I can pick up. Boom, you rationalized it. And that's what makes you an addict because you always
talk yourself.
You talk yourself into it, and that always that always happens to me. And now it's like, it's hard for that to happen because it just kind of goes into that like it's way bigger for me now. Like, dude, do you want to choose to rule, or do you want to choose to be ruled?
Oh yeah. Okay.
You know, do you want to choose to be dope, or you want to choose to struggle?
Why'd you text me that?
Because I've been thinking that, like,
I thought you seen it somewhere. That's why.
oh no. Well, I've been.
Go ahead.
Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis.
You know how when he like likes, he's like, yeah, man, that rules.
Yeah,
you know, he says things like that, like super like 90s, like, that's awesome, that rules, hell yeah, you know, when he says those things. And so like, I like how he says that rules. And then one day I was like, I think I've heard it before. Amanda mentioned it that like, Jed used to say that, I think.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because I was saying it to her, and I was like, "Oh, hell yeah!" But you know, it was in my mind, but then I see it as that now. Like, do you want to rule the day, or do you want to be ruled? And the choices you make, that's gonna
be undeniable.
Yeah. So it's like, okay. So make them rationalize it. Say all those options happen for me. You, my girl, you all go out somewhere. You guys are all partying somewhere.
Wow.
I'm at home with myself. Well, I've worked all day. I just got paid. All my bills are paid. Fucking. And then someone hits me up. Hey, fool, come over here. And it's one of those spots that you know, like, that's the spot where we're going to do coke. what am I gonna choose to do? Before I'd be like, all right, yeah, fool, I'm off. I have 2 days off. All right, cool, fool. I have time to recover. I'm gonna choose that. But now it's like no, because if I choose that, I have 2 days off, and in those 2 days, I can either do all this work, or I can just do nothing because I'm gonna be sleeping the whole day next day, and then the next day I'm gonna be finally kind of get myself back together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I don't want to lose 2 days, so I'm choosing to rule, homie.
And you know what's crazy? I thought about it because you always, tell me like about video games, wasting time.
Yeah.
That helps me not go get high.
So you just waste time playing games instead.
Exactly. Because
No, I'm just kidding.
because well, I mean, you can make a lifestyle out of it, but it takes a lot of effort. You guys commit fully, but you're in a different world. Like that's how I see it. That's the best way I can say it. You're in a different world. You're hanging out with friends.
But it's still stimulation.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
still like.
But I'm just saying,
And
like,
in a sense, I guess what I'm trying to say too is like, you get stimulated by working out. That's real. You get stimulated by connecting with people. That's real. You get stimulated by eating good food. You get stimulated by creating and finishing that creation. Those are natural stimulants that not only like benefit you, but they also benefit the people around you. Like it's like I'm starting to see things like that. And so like even like if I'm like, all right, for me doing this, me hanging out with that person, me fucking, it's just to get this fake stimulation.
yeah.
That's not gonna lead me anywhere to nothing. Like it's just gonna either push me back or it's gonna keep me still. And that's how I've been like fucking like, all right, for like, just fucking be cool. Like even like for example like to just go out in places. Sometimes I would like, or I'd be like, all right, I don't have to do anything physical or whatever. So cool, it's cool to get fucked up. But then the next day I don't feel as eager to like even go to the store and shit. Like you know what I mean? And it's like I have to be ready for every moment. Like I don't know, like you know what thing would suck? Imagine being fucked up, high or like stoned, and then like your mom dies or something, and you have to deal with it all faded and shit.
I think that'll help.
I feel like that should be like
If
you'll be too fucked up to like really. You'll be like intensely sad or intensely happy. I feel.
that's what I was gonna say. Like, if you're already high and that something crazy happens, you're kind of already stimulated. Where you're like, you're not gonna feel that.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, just kind of.
I feel like those will be the moments to get high then, huh? For moments like that.
Yeah, and then that's when you start. Because I was gonna say, like Joey Diaz, he seen his mom die. He walked up when he was on acid. Remember that?
And I would have a count every time we mention other podcasts. Ding, ding.
Or I'm a. It sucks with me because
No, it's true because you said it and it's true. I'm just saying it just because.
no, yeah, but like, it sucks with me because I'm a huge fan of podcasts.
Yeah.
Like just like how you can name off a certain band, and like if this was we were talking about music, you'd be like, oh, this guy and he like, dude. Sometimes I just know the band. And then the lead singer's name is that? I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, that's
Or like,
true. Yeah.
Like sometimes you'd be like, oh yeah, fucking. You say the guitarist name or the drummer name. I'm like, oh shit, you guys actually like know everybody in the band. I just know the band and that's it.
And the song maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, have you noticed that I haven't been like yeah?
What do you mean?
When I'm all hopped up on fucking Adderall, I'm just like
Oh.
I feel like I'm listening, but I also want to like talk. So I'm like. Instead of like right now, I'm just listening. And like, all right, cool. And then I talk. But when I'm on Adderall, I'm listening and I'm like, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. No. Yeah. You know?
I never really noticed it.
I look back at it, fool. Look back at the videos. You'll notice it.
I watch all of them and I think you're perfect. Like,
Oh, that's why I love you, bro.
yeah, I love you
Give me
too.
a
man.
kiss. All right, that's it for us
Now-
today. Fuck you guys.
But before we finish,
All right.
I was trying to say with the journal thing. It's like what I said, and if we're gonna.
You want that other one?
We're gonna quote the other podcast again. Where I hear it from?
Annoying neighbors.
Well, I heard it from some podcast, but they said in life, I don't know if it was a Jewish thing, but like write a book.
Oh, I did hear that. Yeah.
Write a book, have a son, and plant a tree.
Yeah.
Those three things.
Yeah.
So I was trying to relate that because when we do journal entries,
Because you know what?
I feel like we're writing.
All right, so this is
To-
to prove, not to prove, but to like, to add on to what you're trying to say, because I know what you're trying to say, and it goes with why I decided to do a podcast in the first place.
Before you continue, the thing I was trying to say was that
Stories make the world go round.
and everything we do, like everybody wants to be immortal, right? They want to live forever,
Mhm.
forever. Like that's why he said, write a book, have a son, so your legacy can continue throughout that.
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to say. I don't know if is that what you're
Well,
saying?
okay, so like, yeah.
Okay. I
Look, yeah.
sometimes you say it and then I'm like, fuck, we're about to wrap it up, so I might as well.
No. Well, yeah. What I'm trying to say is like, what got me into podcasts was when I first listened to that Jordan Peterson podcast, right? Because what he was saying was that life is built up on stories. Now it's kind of different because we grew up on this. We're like, now interactions are done through a phone. You don't see people. People now are like saying shit crazy that they would have, and it's like back then, everything relied on what other people told you. You know what I mean? So you had to tell a story was like, it was, I'm pretty sure it was way more advanced back then. Like, because everything was like, I had to explain to you the emotion. I have to explain to you, like I have to make it picture for you, like with my words.
Yeah, explain everything.
You know what I mean? And it's like everything was a story. Like people learn how to live life through stories, and it's by recounting people's different experiences. Like, oh shit, I've heard all these stories. You know, one thing that relates in all these stories is that nobody likes being stolen from. Like, so I feel like that's and I learned through all these stories.